Hi Francesca.
Hi.
Today what we're going to be learning about is the characteristics of living things and how we can determine whether something is living or not. How do you think you can tell if something's living or not?
Living things move.
Well, a characteristic of living things is movement, but I see cars moving every day. Does that mean they're living?
No, it doesn't.
No, but you just said living things move. How come a car isn't living then?
I'm not sure.
Let's take a look at this list of characteristics of living things. That way we can use it as a checklist and figure out whether a car is living or not. So first off, we've got cells. Cells that run through our bodies and we're living. Cells don't run through cars, so that means they're not living. Then we've got DNA. DNA is what makes us up to who we are. Needs water. Do cars need water?
No, they need fuel.
They do. They need fuel, not necessarily water. Do cars move?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do, but they don't have cells or DNA or need water. Do they need nutrition?
No.
No, they need fuel, which is their sort of nutrition. Do they respire? Do you know what respire means?
Breathe.
Breathe? That's right. Do they excrete, which means get rid of waste throughout themselves?
No.
No, they don't really. Not the way that living things like plants and trees do. Reproduce. Do you think they reproduce?
Definitely not.
No, they don't. And do they grow?
No.
No. And do they sense and respond themselves?
No, not naturally.
No, they don't. That's right. So we ticked, I think, one of those, which means it's definitely not living, is it?
No.
No, that's right. Okay. Well, I have some photos here and I think I could use them to test you on what is and what isn't living. So what we've got is we've got a big, beautiful tree in a garden, a drink bottle, a pot of flowers, and an iPhone. And I've also got some categories of living things and non-living things. Now what I want you to do is I want you to use a different crayon for each thing, and you need to either tick or cross across this checklist of characteristics to determine whether you think it's living or non-living. Go ahead.
Well, I'll start with the iPhone.
Yeah, and you can use an orange crayon.
So it doesn't have cells, it doesn't have DNA, doesn't need water, doesn't move, doesn't need nutrition, doesn't respire, doesn't excrete, reproduce, grow, and doesn't sense or respond naturally. So
Yeah.
I'm going to put that in non-living.
Oh, that's correct. Can't trick you there.
And now I'm going to do this plant that's in a pot. It does have cells.
Yes, correct.
I think it would have DNA.
Yep.
It definitely needs water.
It does.
It
Does it
does move.
Yeah, it does. That's right.
Does need nutrition. It would have to breathe. It does excrete. I think it reproduces.
Yes, it does through its pollen.
And it does grow and it does sense and respond.
It does, doesn't it?
So since we ticked everything, I think that would go in living.
Yeah, that's correct. Good work.
Okay. Now I'm going to do the water bottle.
Yeah.
I think I can just make a guess.
Yeah?
Because I don't think it has anything on the checklist. So I think I'd put it in non-living.
Yeah, good girl. That's a good prediction because it's right. It doesn't have anything at all.
And this tree,
Do you think it would be similar to the flower?
yeah, except it's not in a pot, it's growing in nature. So I
Yeah.
think it's most definitely a living thing, and I think it has everything in the checklist.
It does, that's right.
So I think I'd put it there.
Wow, that's great. So, I'll see if I can trick you now. If I asked you, what do you think scientists would do if they went to the moon or another planet and they found this really weird looking thing and they had no idea whether it was living or not? What do you think, how do you think they would figure out if it was living?
They could take it back to like a lab and maybe test it against the checklist and see if it has the things that
Yeah, that's exactly right. They would take it back to their lab and they know all of the characteristics and they have ways of finding out whether something strange has cells or not. So they would check against each of these characteristics to determine. Very good.